Welcome to another episode of the XCast Show. This is episode number 5. Today is August 18th, and I have with me Painted Death.
How's it going?
How's it going, Painted?
Pretty good, hanging out.
Yeah? Well, today we got some special guests for you guys. We have What Now, who is currently an officer of the Outfit X.
Hey, how's everyone going?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah. We have a very special guest today, guys. Luperza, a.k.a. Margaret Crone. I almost messed that one up again. From Sony. She's with us.
Hello, salutations.
Gotta make it sound friendly as possible. Yeah, 'cause we all know you're mean.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's so mean. I'm the meanest person you've ever...
Man, I don't know if we're gonna make it through it. So yeah, we decided to bring on a couple of guests this episode so we can make our show, of course, more interesting, more appealing. And What Now is, like I said earlier, an officer in Outfit X. He's been with us since PlanetSide 1. He was actually 16, 17 years old?
I can't remember. All I know is I was a little jit running around doing absolutely no idea what I was doing in PlanetSide 1.
Yeah, but you know what's funny is What Now actually was the first person to pick up the recording software Fraps and used it to record us in PlanetSide 1, which some of those videos are still on the interweb.
Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah.
I saw one of your old videos the other day.
Yeah. They weren't that interesting because PlanetSide 1 was just so hard to capture sometimes.
Yeah, the hardware and stuff back in the day was really hard to do that.
Oh yeah.
I actually hate watching my old videos because it just, I don't know, makes me cringe. Like I actually did that.
And you're 360, 240p.
Yeah.
That was back when YouTube wasn't really a thing. I mean, I remember logging into PlanetSide with dial-up. I'm waiting for the little dial-up music.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Where were you living?
What?
Really? Dial-up for
Yeah,
PlanetSide?
when PlanetSide first came out, that's what I was using. I don't know about you guys.
Huh. Oh, welcome to the 2000s.
My family was always very behind on things. So they were not very supportive of my technology endeavors.
Yeah, well, I used 56K for a long time when I was a kid, too. I just never played PlanetSide. I had cable by the time PlanetSide came out. But anyway, What Now is the mastermind behind Dumb Ways to Die, which I think is one of Luperza's favorite videos right now on YouTube.
Yeah, it's adorable. It's awesome. Yeah. I think it's rad. And we played that on Friday Night Ops.
Yes, you did.
Awesome.
And we definitely appreciate that. That was... we worked really hard on that because we had to get a lot of the guys together and try to do dance moves that were all coordinated. It was a challenge.
It was definitely a challenge because it was a live server, and if you notice halfway through the video, the scenery kind of changes.
Yeah, because I think TR showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, our little Hollywood set got screwed up. But anyway, we are working on a lot more projects. We're trying to keep it very unique and interesting for the community. So anyway, like I said, Margaret's with us, and we were going to ask you a few questions, just kind of give you a little interview grilling session, if you don't mind.
Just a few. They have this ginormous list, by the way.
Oh, man, we did some research. We dug deep.
Apparently. Or you just probably looked at my website, one or the other.
Yeah, it's amazing what's on the internet anymore. It's kind of dangerous nowadays.
The internet is a dangerous place.
It is.
Don't ever forget your weapons.
That's right.
Painted's a pro internet stalker.
Yeah, I'm alright at it.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself, and give us a little background.
So I don't know what you want to know. Generally, I am just I've been into gaming my whole life, and that's kind of an awesome thing for me that I've been able to make a career out of it. And I think that's the gist. I've been working in the gaming industry for about 6 years now. Before that, I was, just going to school, going to college, doing something completely different than what I was expecting my life to, I guess how my life ended up being. I didn't think this would happen, and I'm really, really happy it did.
Yeah, well, we got your some information from LinkedIn because it's out there for this has had your information. We were talking about the education portion of it. We noticed that you had some degrees, so that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I do. In healthcare administration and music theory, which have nothing to do with gaming. But, you know, when I was a kid, I was always told my whole life that if you want to succeed, you have to go to school, you have to be, you know, smart. So that's what I did. I focused my life on learning all the things, and I didn't expect to be able to be in gaming. I mean, the thing for me was I was always told that's not a career. Stop. Why are you up so late playing video games? I mean, they couldn't really yell at me too much because I was kind of a straight A student. So
yeah, so you
but
did your
work. But it was definitely not something that my family really understands. I think they're just coming around to it now, realizing I have a good job. My mom used to, even like last year, she used to tell me like, so when are you gonna like use your degree and get a real job and get a career? And I'm like, Mom, I have an amazing job with an awesome company. And she just doesn't get it. But she's coming around. I think a lot of my aunts have been telling her, hey, she does have a good job, calm down.
Oh, yeah. And it's a totally different generation because, our parents, they grew up, video games weren't anything like they are now. Nowadays, it's more involved. There's a lot more avenues to go down in that type of industry. So a lot of them just don't understand that. They just think it's like, game time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They don't understand at all.
Yeah.
But they're coming around. Even my boyfriend's parents, like his dad really didn't get it and was very discouraging in our move out to California because we moved out here without the knowledge of actually knowing if we were going to get a job. But we were told we had to live here, so it was a little odd. But I did. I got the job, and I'm very happy.
Yeah, that's good. And I think you do a good job.
Yeah, he's come around, and he's like, you guys are doing awesome things with your life, and I'm proud of you. And even just those little words, they make a lot of difference.
Yeah, you said that you had a degree in music theory. Whenever I first got into school, it was go for music theory. And it ended up that's not what I'm doing now. But so like anytime I ever talk to someone and they're talking about how they want to go to school for anything, I always just say go, because it doesn't matter if you continue down that route. As long as you get into school, it's always a great first step, even if it's for nothing that you end up going down that road for.
Yeah, well, I mean, knowledge is amazing. I mean, it makes you, no matter what you go to school for, I should say, it makes you think about things in ways that you wouldn't normally think. It kind of forces you to do that, and it forces you to think about amazing things, and those things motivate you and inspire you to maybe do something completely different with your life. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. But with music theory, I love music. Music makes me so happy. It's one of the things in my life that I will never, ever stray away from, unless obviously I lose my hearing, which would be a terrible, terrible moment in my life. But I love music. I mean, I listen to music every day. It's part of my job, Even at that, I listen to some of these videos that you guys make. Like, you guys made that video that we put on Friday Night Ops. Music inspires you to do awesome things, and I don't think that's not something I regret doing, ever.
Yeah.
I didn't think you could lose your hearing, because on your Skype picture, you've got elf ears. I thought you were, like, magical and stuff.
I wish my ears were that magical. I imagine elves can hear amazing things, especially the ones with, like, super long ears. They've got to have some awesome sound.
Cool. Yeah, well, I have a little bit different look on college myself. I'm actually still attending right now, and I feel that in the industry that I'm going to school for, which is IT work, there's different ways to get certified nowadays, so college isn't necessarily the best way to go because it's very expensive. And so, but anyway, for anybody out there that's listening and you do have a dream to work with a gaming company, I mean, Luperza is the best example, because she went to college for something else and she got into something else that, the gaming industry, which she apparently loves. So, chase your dreams.
I want to make a comment on that. I mean, I don't think that college is for everyone. And I know that some parents are going to probably get really mad at me for making that comment. But honestly, follow your dreams. If you think college is a way for you to learn something that you are super intrigued about, do it. If you think that you can learn it from just experiencing it and doing it, go for it, jump, do it. I think that's probably the biggest thing for me. I took a large risk with my life, and I went for it. and look where I am, and I'm very happy that I took that jump, because if I hadn't, I don't think I'd be where I am.
Awesome.
So your job at Sony, Margaret, what does that job entail?
So I'm currently the community relations representative for PlanetSide 2 in particular. I do kind of help with some other things when people need help, as far as all the other games that Sony works with. But my job entails many things. Sometimes I am doing reporting, analytic reports. Sometimes I'm just moderating forums. Sometimes I'm dealing with social media. Sometimes I'm helping marketing. Sometimes I'm helping development. Sometimes I'm helping QA. Sometimes I'm helping tech ops. I'm all over the place. I find community at SOE in particular because we have a very small team. Our team is nothing like some of the other companies that you've seen out there. I am just one person, so I have to somehow manage to do all the things PlanetSide 2 community related. And so sometimes I have to wear many hats.
So that's pretty cool.
I can't really like put one thing on, like, this is what I do. I do too many things to, you know.
So you get your hands wet on a little bit of every department at Sony, as far as PlanetSide 2.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And sometimes kind of stressful.
So out of all the different departments you actually get your hands wet in and everything, which one would you think is like your favorite?
I'd probably have to say that I really love design. Having had been a game designer for about 5.5 years, that's why I came to SOE, was to become a game designer. And I don't know if I'll stay in community for the rest of my life, but it was kind of offered to me. And so I was like, sure, I'll try it out. This is where they wanted me to be. This is where they thought I'd make a good fit. And so I'm here for now, but I do really miss game design. I think anyone who has met me, I just love creating things. I love making moments in games. I love that. I love systems. I love content. I love everything about games, and I hope someday I get to make more games.
Yeah, see, I think that makes you a great candidate for what you currently do, because you seem to have the patience to do it. I know it could probably get frustrating sometimes in those kind of jobs. They can really get to you, but it seems like you've got this, like you said earlier, that A personality that just makes you friendly to approach, and you pay attention to the community, and you give us a way to communicate back to the developers, and that's awesome.
Well, that's a totally different thing. I think the reason why I do that is because I am one of you. I am part of the community. I play the game nonstop. I play games in general. I know what it is. I know what it's like to be just the player on the other side, because that's what I was my whole life. And finally being able to be on the other side and being like, I wish this is what someone in my position would have done for me when I was a player. That's kind of how I look at it.
It's pretty awesome. So you mentioned that you used to be a game designer. You want to talk about some of your previous jobs?
Sure. I have always worked at SOE for all of my game design career, I would say. Although I do have a project I'm working on my own. So I got to work on Free Realms. Free Realms was my first game that I ever launched, and that game is amazing. Working on that game was so much fun. I worked with some amazing people who may not all work at SOE anymore, but they all were great mentors for me for my first job in the game industry, and I got to kind of work a lot on the quest lore, or not just quest lore and quests, and creating different areas in the world. Specifically, I'm really proud of Seaside, because that's the area that I kind of got to have complete freedom over, and the artist that I got to work with, she was amazing, and that was kind of the first moment for me, and I was like, I love this, I don't want to ever stop. And I got to help a little bit with Clone Wars Adventures, and then now I designed PlanetSide 2 up until about 5 months ago when I switched over to Community.
Nice.
And before that, I worked on some weird, odds and end jobs that I've been working since I was like 8. But,
yeah,
those are things that are not as cool.
You designed PlanetSide 2 a little bit then, before you switched over to the PR?
A little bit. I was on that team for like 2 years. I was on PlanetSide 2 for the longest time, from the beginning of the design, from its birth. I got to help primarily work on infantry class stuff. So I was working on weapons, attachments, all the abilities that you guys have, all the utility items that you have, cert trees, everything infantry pretty much. And I got a little bit of say here and there with other things, but that was primarily what I was working on. And you can see my name in the credits.
That's cool. That's cool.
One of the 3 or 4 designers that were on the weapons team.
Awesome. So you're a threat in many ways. You're very versatile.
Yes, I can do all the things.
Heck yeah. So before you actually got on with Sony though, did you just put an application in one day or did you get picked up through like some type of talent find or something or?
So the way I got my job was really interesting. I originally, to not go too far back, but I played Vanguard Saga of Heroes, which is a game that SOE helped publish and create. And I was running a podcast that was getting 12K unique hits, and my co-host was Bo Hinman, who's actually a writer for Massively now. We've both kind of made it in the industry, which is awesome. And we just made a podcast together. He was looking for a co-host. People were like, hey, you should apply for this. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. I was super awkward at the beginning, and I'm obviously not as awkward now. A little bit, but not as much. And we just got really big that way, and our sponsors sent us out to events, and I got to go to Fanfare, and there I met some designers from Vanguard, and they already knew me because I was the class lead for the Blood Mages. I was the tournament champion. I kicked everyone's ass. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word.
Oh, yeah.
You can
say whatever you want. You can say it in another language. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, see?
Oh my gosh, no. So they kind of saw me there, met me there, and were like, you should really become a designer. We think that you would be amazing in that position. And we're going to be hiring for free realms. You could just jump in now. We're going to be adding some CS and QA, and you can work your way up. That's how we all made our jobs in the industry. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it. So me and my boyfriend applied, and we both agreed that if one of us got it, we would stay. And I got the job, and we stayed. And now he also works in the industry as well.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah. That's what you need too, because if both of you play, then you don't have an excuse. You gotta have nice computers at home.
Oh yes, I have a very, very nice computer. If you want to check out my computer specs, I keep it up to date all the time. MargaretCrone.com/computer specs.
There you go. We did a little bit of research, like I said earlier, and we saw that you can speak multiple languages. And Painted Death was impressed with the English one, but I'm more impressed with the what is that? Tagalog and Pampanga?
Tagalog and...
Oh, we lost you there a little bit.
Sorry. Tagalog and Pampanga are the languages, and they are native to the Philippines, because my mother is Filipino. I'm half Filipino and half German.
Oh, cool. So were you born in the United States, or?
I was not born in the United States. I was born in the Philippines.
Awesome.
On Clark Air Force Base.
Well, I know a bad word in the Philippines, in Philippine language. I won't say it, though, but I'll tell you afterwards. I actually used to work with some Philippine women when I was in high school. I used to be a dishwasher at a restaurant, and, man, they made some of the best food I've ever tasted. Philippine food is awesome.
Oh, gosh, it's delicious. Mom, come home. Whenever she cooks for me, I'm just like, I eat all the things. I probably gain like a bajillion pounds.
Yeah, I think the most memorable dish they made, and you may be familiar with it, it was like this rice loaf that would have like honey in it, and they would form it into like this loaf, and it makes thin slices. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not sure. Is it a dessert?
It's like a dessert, yeah. But it was like white rice, and they would mix it with like cinnamon and honey, form it into like this little loaf, and then they sliced it. And it was like the coolest thing I've ever seen, but it was really good. They were really good cooks.
Yeah, there's some really, really delicious foods of them.
So I know What Now was interested in hearing some of your native, or some of the Tagalog. I don't even know how to say that without sounding stupid.
Tagalog.
Yeah. So, do you have any that you want to show us?
I'll teach you guys something
right.
that you can maybe use in the future someday when you meet someone who only speaks Tagalog. So I'm terrible. Let me put this that way. I understand it completely. My aunts all talk and speak it. I'm just very terrible at pronouncing things, and they will probably laugh at me if they hear this podcast. But it's, what's your name? And it's ano paang pangalan nila. So I will put it in chat so you guys can kind of follow along. And I was trying to say it slow, but yeah, that's it. What's
cool.
your name?
Now, oh, Allah. Yeah. I tried.
So the word for name is pangalang, and it's the second to last word there, which it's kind of hard to say because it's very nasally. So like the pang part is like pang instead of like pang, which is what you would normally say in English. So it's pang alang, and that is name.
Panga Alang.
Pang Allah.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like some of the women would speak that I used to work with. So you said that's native to the Philippines, is like.
Yep. Well, it depends on the area that you live in. So the reason why I know Tagalog and Pampanga is because my families all kind of live in different areas, but those are the two dialects that they speak.
That's awesome. That's cool.
So are both those languages very close to one another, or they sound?
They're similar. Yeah, they sound very similar. Like for someone like you guys who have never really heard it that much, you wouldn't know what they were saying. You would just think that they were speaking. You can kind of tell the difference. It's like if you listen to someone who speaks English and you hear someone from like the UK speak English, where they're like, "How are you doing today?" And then you have someone who speaks in, like a Southern English accent versus California or Midwestern. It's very similar but different.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. Very interesting. Go ahead, Painted.
Alrighty. So I guess your gamer tag or gamer name is Luperza. How did you come up with that?
So I don't really know. I had a dark elf, and that was kind of her name, and that's kind of what stuck with me. And originally, that was always pretty much my dark elf, like, mage name. I was kind of that person who had lots of different alts with lots of different classes, and I would name them all different things based on that. This was pre me becoming a very social person. And when I started in the industry as far as like getting known with podcasting and stuff, I was known as Looper or Luperza. And so I kind of just stuck with that because that was the name that everyone had come to know me as.
Well, that's an interesting name. I was telling you earlier that I think it's, I'd never heard it, but now you were telling me that you have a hard time reserving it in other games. I guess you started a following group that steals your name now.
Yeah, you jerks. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, originally I was like, I always got the name. No one ever took the name, no matter what game I was on. And now I just have the hardest time getting a formation of that name, which,
Yeah. Well, your answer was a lot better than random name generator.
Yeah, definitely.
So, how do you deal with the public and all the negativity, since there seem to be so many negative comments and negative people out there? They don't really seem to understand the programming and updating how the game actually works and everything,
This goes with anybody. I think if you ask any e-celebrity out there, YouTuber, whatever, what may have they would all tell you that everyone's always going to say negative things about you. You just kind of have to deal with it, whether it's a brand that you are working with or if it's yourself that you're trying to brand. You're always going to have those people who are just really mean to you, and you just kind of have to deal with it. As far as criticism that's good for you, I think that you should definitely take that into heart and, work on some of those aspects of you or your product. But I don't feel like that should be something that you sit on because it's just going to make you feel bad and make you less inspired to do other things. You should focus on all the good things that people are saying and kind of work on building those.
Right. And take the criticism as needed and change from there.
And sometimes people are very passionate. I will always say this. Anybody who comes to me, I get PMs that are like, every other word is a terrible word, and I get called things like, you effing cunt, blah, 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 you messed up this game. And it's like not my job to mess up the game, but apparently they think I am the one sole person in charge of everything. And I always have to respond to them in the nicest, kindest way. And sometimes I get them to turn around their thought process, and they start making really helpful posts on the forums instead of where they started, which was very, very angry. And I think most of it's, people get so frustrated and so angry when they're passionate about something and they feel like something isn't the way that they want it, that it bogs their mind down. And this is something that, everyone has heard. Don't post when you're angry. Think about what the problems are that you're having. What are those problems? Write them down. How do you think that they can be solved? Write that down. the best way to send us feedback is very helpful criticism. And I think that all just comes with practice and not being angry when you start. Because you're never going to get your true feelings out when you're super mad. I mean, even if you're fighting with your wife or your sibling, you have to calm down and then get your thoughts out there, and then you can work on solutions and how to fix them.
So have you ever experienced something where something was so negative towards you, or something that you were dealing with online that you had to deal with, and it just upset you so much you just wanted to throw your computer out the window or something? Like, has that happened?
No, I don't think I've been that angry. But I'm not like someone who gets angry. I know there's people who have probably done that. Probably some people I really know very closely.
Cough painted.
Yeah, I'm surprised my monitor still exists.
But no, I don't really get that angry. I always think about what that other person's going through, and I try to help them when it comes to that stuff. But sometimes I do get angry, and I just want to like take my keyboard and just like smash it. But
Forehead
people
to the
just don't
keyboard.
want to listen to logic. Like, you can sit there and explain to somebody on the internet that the sky is blue, and they can still say you're wrong, and it's just like arguing with a wall. It's just like arguing with the internet.
see, I haven't been in a situation where I've had to argue with someone to a point. Okay, there's been one time, and I'll talk about it a little bit. But previously to that, I did not have any issues where I had to like know what that person just didn't get it. But I will explain an issue that I had. For instance, we can't always allow people who are not from the U.S. To be part of some of our contests, and it's a legal issue. And it's something that I wish we could fix, because I would love for people who are from Canada or EU to all be able to do these little things that we have. For instance, at SOE Live, we had the USS, which was the Ultimate Squad Showdown. And one of these guys from like Australia or something, he really, really wanted to play, and he had traveled all the way out there, and I was like, you can't, sorry, because we have to make you fill out a 1099 form. And he was like very, very upset for a very long time holding up the line, and I actually had to get a superior to come and deal with it, because I couldn't. He was not getting it. I cannot let you be part of this contest, you know?
Right.
And there was nothing I could do about it.
And it's gotta suck being, passionate about the game and you're kind of locked out of it for legal reasons.
Yeah, well, it's understandable. Some of the other countries don't have they don't allow the U.S. currency conversion for their currency. So yeah, it's kind of frustrating. I bet we have one guy like that. He's from Venezuela, Carlos. He's awesome at 3D design, but he can't use the he
Studio?
he can't submit his work because he can't get paid. There's no conversion. Anyway, yeah, well, that's cool. I think they picked a good person to do what you do. I mean, if you've got that kind of a cool attitude and you can handle people, that's awesome, because I've seen some people just go off on the forums, and I have a hard time holding myself back up, but I don't want to make myself look like a butthole because, trying to calm another person down. Some of the stuff they say is just terrible. They just don't understand the concept of how programming and the game changes work. Doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah, it's not something that happens overnight. It's a lot of people working together to create the base game. And then, the teams do get smaller as you go to a launch, because you don't need as many people working on the back end of things, because you already have all the systems in place. And then you just continue to create more things and make a better game.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, I think so. And a lot of games are not like this right now. There's so many games, even in the past, that the devs don't care. You're going to play the game how they want you to play it, and they're not going to listen to anything you say. And if something's broke, they'll fix it, but they're not going to take your feedback or get the players involved like you guys do. And we appreciate that.
Yeah, I think, it depends on what the mindset is you're going into making a game. If you're going into the game making a game where you're like, I'm making a game for us, for me and my friends, and that's what I'm doing, you're going to have a different mentality going into making that game than saying, I am making a game for this group of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Well, a lot of us are PlanetSide 1 vets, so we appreciate that PlanetSide 2 even got thought of and created. It's a cool, definitely a great game, and I preach it all the time. I tell my guys in my outfit, I'm like, if you've got something to gripe about, just remember that they're watching and the stuff will be fixed. There's plenty of players submitting tickets. The stuff's going to be fixed. We don't like to hear negativity in the channel. We try to keep it positive regarding the game anyway, but definitely understand how it works.
Yeah, I mean, we try our best. I mean, what other game do you play where you get an update every week?
Exactly. And then you get these weird videos that these outfits make.
No, I do kind of like, though, how everyone... It seems like PlanetSide 2 is slowly shifting. I don't really want to say to PlanetSide 1, but it seems like in the long run, I think that's where it's going to be going.
I think we're going somewhere beyond that.
Yeah, well, like where?
Way beyond that.
Somewhere
Think
that's not
about
been gone
technology and the way that games at work right now. Imagine PlanetSide where Araxium, or well, Araxis, is just one world. It's like Earth, you know, and you're on this planet, and you travel from continent to continent via water. And then you go into space, and you travel, and you find another planet. That's where I imagine it going.
Yeah, that's where I want to see it going. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm keeping people going. You know, I mean, got to keep the outfit interested and keep them moving forward. You know, and the more content we get, it's going to be easier.
That would be pretty amazing if it did.
Yeah.
I'm just super excited about the continent connects and continent locks.
Yeah, I think first they need to focus on getting more continents released.
Yeah, I want a naval ship, you know, with like guns and all that cool stuff, aircraft carrier type thing. That'd be cool. Now you got my mind running.
Papers on it.
Yeah, man. So
imagine if that was your job all day. Imagine all the crazy ideas that you could come up with. Yeah, we've come up with a lot.
yeah, I need to apply over there, I guess.
All right. What's the link?
Yeah, send me a link. So, kind of this part of the show, Margaret, we want to talk more about like the PlanetSide 2, the game itself, and you know some of the more duties that you fill out for the whole game itself. And the first thing I have on my list here is the Friday Night Ops. That's a big project that you do every Friday, right?
Yes, it is a big project that I do every Friday. It becomes a lot of work sometimes, especially when people drop on me. But yeah, I do a show every Friday night, and almost every Friday night, I would say. Because sometimes there are events and stuff that I can't be part, so we can't make it. But it's from 5 to 7 p.m. PDT, and it's on twitch.tv/PlanetSide2. And we basically try to find people in the community to be part of it and make a fantastic show that everyone loves.
Yeah, so basically, just a little explanation what it is. You basically like to feature like outfits from different servers every Friday night and kind of run ops with them and show some of the community stuff, or?
Yeah, so basically it is a webcast that is produced by Sony Online Entertainment. We have various different things that we do. We don't always just spotlight outfits, but we do outfit spotlights often. We do video spotlights for outfit recruitment videos, event spotlights for various events that happen or have happened, fan sites. So if you have a fan site, you can definitely submit it there. Individual players who want to be spotlighted, whether that's through an interview or they want to be part of something else. Discussion panels, which is a new segment that we've added, and we actually dedicated all of last episode to that, which is kind of run by Atreon. He's going to start trying to find like different topics in the community that we want to discuss that are really hot and heated, and just get all of it out there so the developers can listen and hear what your guys' concerns are. And sometimes we'll bring in developers in on those things too, but last week was, just the first player one. And then you can submit videos, like AlphaX submitted a video via Player Direct.
Yes,
and then
we
we
did.
also have screenshot submissions, which we haven't really gotten any in the past. Most of those have been going to Command Center, but we do spotlight those as well.
Sweet.
And many, many more. If you can come up with other segments you would love us to do, please send us feedback. We have a feedback thread for that. Basically, I can provide this and they can put this in the show notes for people. And yeah, that's how you can become a part of it. You can become a part of us by just clicking one of those submission forms and joining us. Or you can send me a message if you have a new idea.
Yeah, and that's through the forums, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that is through the forums, the link that I gave you guys. It's forums.station.sony.com/PS2. And the thread is, what is this Friday Night Ops you speak of? And it's in the Friday Night Ops section. It's the only sticky thread pretty much, other than the feedback thread.
Yeah. I've been there, done that. So we're still waiting for our chance on Friday Night Ops, and I'm hoping we're going to be in September sometime. I think that's what we're aiming for.
Maybe. We have a bunch of stuff going on. I'll have to get back to you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're excitedly waiting. So definitely let me know. We'll get the troops riled up and get them ready to go.
Yeah, we actually have, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 or 5 outfits in front of you, but we do have quite a few.
Sweet. Well, I just want to be on there, and I think the X members are excited to get on, and you know, we operate a little different than some of the bigger outfits. I mean, we're more special op oriented, so we can redeploy and deploy pretty quick and do different things, different times. You know, we do everything, so it's pretty cool.
I think that's probably the coolest part of Outfit Spotlights on Friday Night Ops. If you watch, we're up to episode 41, we'll be 42 coming up this week that you guys are listening to this. And we have spotlighted so many outfits, and all of them run differently. All of them are different sizes and shapes, and all of them have different personalities and different ways of organizing their outfits, and it's really, really interesting. So if you're looking for an outfit, watching all those recaps and seeing how those outfits run their ops, or what they're like whenever they're being spotlighted, obviously there's a little bit of difference because there's like everyone and their mama trying to kill them. But it's still, you still get a gist of what it's like to be part of them, or, you know, to see how their personalities are. It's really cool.
Yeah, we can't wait, man. It's going to be exciting. I think that, well, see, we've got other outfits that we're allied with in the server, and so I'm hoping to get those guys also coordinated with us, so that way we can kind of show a big force that night. Not necessarily just, you know, zerging across the map, but doing things together. So hopefully going to pull that together. Painty, you get the next question, man?
Sure. So you currently work on PlanetSide 2. Is there any other games that you currently work on?
Nope. I primarily just work on PlanetSide 2. That's it. I do get to help out with, like, EverQuest, EverQuest 2, Free Roams, Pax Nora, all the other games, DCO, whenever, let's say one of their community managers is out and they need help. So sometimes I'll step in and I'll help out. Like, if you were part of the Vanguard community, you might have noticed I made a post or edited a post of, you know, a month or two ago. That kind of stuff happens sometimes. But I'm primarily just in charge of my world. I have enough things as is.
No, it sounds like it. It sounds like it's pretty busy day every single day for you. I feel sorry for you sometimes.
And I make too much work for myself. But
yeah.
That's because of you guys.
Yeah, that's because you're nice. If you were mean, you could cut it out. Cut it in half. So, do you know, the next question on the list here is, do you know when the next update to the PlanetSide 2 players statistics site's going to be going out? Because I see it still says beta on it. Is that ever going to get updated?
It will get updated. I do not have an ETA or date on that, but the gentleman who primarily works on player, that portion of it, the players, will probably be joining us in a future Friday Night Ops to kind of discuss some things. But if you had noticed in the past, he had come on and talked about the players site as well as the application that we are running. And we're going to constantly be adding updates to that. Something that we had talked about in the past was allowing you to edit your loadouts from your phone or from the application, whether you're using an iPad or Android or whatever. Things like that. So we're constantly working on those things, and we're trying to make the players site a little bit more up to date and better. But yeah.
It's pretty nice how it is now. I think I like the way it is because it it shows you how much you get killed by certain people and who's your, you know. And the funny thing is, I always give him a hard time. His name's King Deke. He's on my outfit and he's killed me the most. It's terrible.
Oh no.
It's like he's hunting me down.
I would say the most important thing for me that I hope that they update is the outfit section, because I feel like you can't even like see what servers the outfits are on, which is really annoying. That's one of the big things for me that really bothers me. And there was another thing that I really want them to update as well. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, I know that even in the game, the outfit options are limited to it. I'd like to see some more. I know that's coming up. I think they're going to have more like a recruitment section for players that join the game. But just as an outfit leader, you know, I've led the X since 1998. We started out in tribes, and I always love to have management options in the game for the outfit, you know, so I can do different things. And I can't wait to see what's, you know, coming up, because it's something that we really need as outfit leaders. And I think, what now? You got the next question on the list.
Yeah, so this was kind of a last-minute question, I think. But what do you plan on doing any other server-wide events, kind of, I guess not really so much like Friday Night Ops, but just like have a fun event, like maybe like when the Ants gets released, like have the entire server drive Ants or something.
So, we have some amazing things planned for you guys, and I think I'm smiling right now and you can't see it, but the grin on my face is ginormous. It's like the Alice in Wonderland cat. What's his name? What's her name? Or his name? Whatever.
The Cheshire Cat?
Yes, that's the kind of smile I have going on right now. But we have
It's kind of spooky.
something really, really awesome planned. You're going to find out about it on Friday Night Ops on the 23rd of August. So please tune in. I'm super excited about it. I think it's awesome. I'm glad that our marketing team teamed up with these guys to make this happen. And I'm glad they asked me to be part of it so that I could make it an even bigger thing. And I think you guys are all going to be really, 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 really excited about it.
Can we get some hints?
Can't give you any other hints other than that.
Yeah, then you.
But it's something that everybody on every server can be a part of. And yeah.
I'm excited to find out.
Yeah, now I'm wondering. Well, I'm kind of disappointed though
And
because
there will be rewards, really cool rewards too. So I'm excited. Just keep that.
I'm excited, but I'm just sad because I never get to watch Friday Night Ops because I'm always at work and they got it blocked there. It's just terrible. I always
Well,
got to
you
watch
won't
the
have to-
recording.
You won't have to be watching Friday Night Ops to be part of it. Just that's when it's going to get announced, and I'm pretty.
Well, then,
I have a question for you. Is there any way? Do they sell PlanetSide 2 merch? Like, can I get a shirt somewhere?
Yes, we sell merch every SOE Live. So the past 2 years, since PlanetSide has been kind of released or announced, we have been doing that. We have talked about a merch shop, but we haven't finalized anything on that. Making a shop is a lot of work, especially if they want to run it internally. I hope that they find a way to do it because I think a lot of people really, really, really want merch. But other than that, you just have to come to SOE Live.
yeah, I am totally sad because I've been looking for one of those new conglomerate necklace or dog tags that you guys give out, and I found one on eBay and the guy's trying to sell it for $150 or something like that. And it's
I'll
man.
hook you guys up. You guys do this podcast.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Send me an email. Maybe I'll give you some extras so that you can send them to some fans that are listening.
You know, that's awesome, and we definitely will use them. We actually got our own custom dog tags too, but yeah, I've been looking for an NC
I
one.
need one
for
of
a long
those.
time.
I'm actually going to start for Christmas. You know how everyone has Christmas lights? I'm probably still going to do Christmas lights, but I'm going to put all my dog tags that I've gotten from everybody because I've gotten a ton of dog tags.
Well, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to get yours personalized. I'm going to get your Outfit X tag with your name on the backside. Is that cool?
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few of those from various different outfits. It's always cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if you spell my name right.
Yeah, I'm just going to use MLK. It's pretty
Oh, no.
pretty hard to mess up. No, not really. So anyway, yeah, we actually have a guy that he has an engraving CNC machine, so he's been doing a lot of it for us. So which we appreciate a lot. That's Grindel. But yeah, I'll definitely get you one sent out.
That's like the Devil Dogs. They have someone who does the same thing. He works kind of with engraving, and he did that with glasses. He sent their whole team sent us a care package that was like this giant suitcase with its NC suitcase. You guys can probably look it up online or on my Facebook or Twitter. And inside they had their Devil Dogs drink, and they had instructions on how to make it, and they had all the pieces of it, and they had little shot glasses with Devil Dogs and emblems on it, and glasses. It was insane. It was really cool.
That is cool. No wonder they're always running people over because they're drunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those guys know how to party. We'll put it that way.
Well, speaking of the Sony SOE Live, how did that go this year? We heard it was a pretty big success. I watched the highlight video on the command center. It looked like it was fun.
Oh my gosh, it was extremely fun. It was, if you haven't gone, you need to go. If you have an outfit, make it your annual outfit get-together day. That way you can all get together, have fun outside of SOE Live, and then at SOE Live, see everybody in the community. And pretty much everyone parties afterwards as well. I didn't get to party that much because I had to be up at 7 a.m. every day, which I was really sad about because, everyone's like, I didn't get to see you much. I'm like, I know, but I had to work. It's different when I'm working an event. But we sold out. We had more people than we could. We had to tell SOE employees, hey, you have to stand out here until we have space for you.
You eat your plate outside.
Yeah, pretty much. It was insane. It was really cool. And
Well, I actually have already posted in our forums to try to get a lot of the ex-members to start saving up their pennies so we can get some representation out there next year. Didn't get a chance. I was wanting to go this year, but my work schedule just did not allow it. We're pretty short-staffed right now, so I'm hoping next year's going to be different. And we do plan to participate in the Squad Challenge, hopefully if it's going to be another event.
I don't know if it'll be a squad challenge. I don't know, but we do for every year at SOE Live. We always do a tournament, and the prizes have gotten a little bigger over the years. But yeah, it's always just a fun tournament that anybody can join in on. Usually, it's not usually something where you have to be qualifiers. It's not super serious like MLG style. Even though you'll be seeing some things like that in the future with PlanetSide 2. But SOE Live is usually just for fun. Everybody comes in and you compete for cool events.
Well, my biggest question is, since you guys are going to be focused a lot on the MLG stuff now, do you think that'll increase the attendance for the next SOE Live?
I hope so. I hope there's just more people that join just for fun, because it's gonna be fun. It's fun every year. I mean, everyone who went this year is going next year. That's how fun it is. And there are people who aren't even playing SOE games who come, because it's just fun. We have really cool events. We have cool tournaments. You don't even... Like, I have a couple friends who, like last year, one of my friends joined one of the tournaments and he had never played EverQuest 2 in his life and he won second place.
Nice.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just come and you have fun and, sometimes you win stuff.
I know about MLG. I don't know if you know anything about that, Maggie.
So in regards to MLG, what do you want to know? I know that we have a contract for them for a year, so we will be doing the next two events. So we will be at MLG Columbus coming up, and then whatever their next one is after that. So we'll be at those, and maybe we might be prolonging our contract with them as far as that goes. But esports, that's something that we really, we hope that the Nexus goes. Obviously, you can't force something like that. You just kind of have to build a competitive scene. I think our game is something that people want to watch. It's fun to watch. I think it's something that's fun for people who are casting to cast, as long as they really, really get PlanetSide 2. And I think it's something fun for people who like watching games.
Right.
As long as the casters are really good.
Well, I used to do a lot of MLG for Halo, so I was always used to the MLG competitiveness and like on a smaller scale. So when I heard PlanetSide 2 was doing MLG things, I didn't really know how this was all going to work out, but I guess it's going to be platoon versus platoon, right?
Correct. It will be 48 players versus 48. At LANs, we will only be sending 6 of the representatives out, so it will be the squad leaders and the platoon leader.
Okay. Do you think that might be a little bit too large for the MLG community? Do you think that it's possible to get like an instance kind of status of like a smaller field for maybe like 5-on-5s or 6-on-6s going?
So I think that with any sport, it's just different. I don't think that we're too big for esports. I think that if the community is there and people are intrigued and want to watch, they will watch. And I mean, we just have to provide the best production quality we can. As far as smaller groups, yes, why not? We can do 48. Why can't we do 5? Yeah, we can make maps for smaller amounts of people. I mean, it just takes time. And, you just have to keep that in mind.
So the 48-48 right now, platoon versus platoon, let's say FitX only had 2 squads on at the time, but we still wanted to do like some kind of MLG game. Would it be possible to kind of filter that, saying find a match that's only 2 squads full?
Currently, I don't know if there's any plans for anything like that, so I don't want to say yes or no. But like I said previously, we do plan on building maps that are for smaller groups. And so maybe we might do a season for 6v6 in the future or 12v12 in the future. You never know. But that's just time and effort. It takes a really long time to make a really, really good map.
Right.
Okay. So about SOE Live. So SOE Live always happens in Vegas?
No, it doesn't always happen in Vegas. We've had it in Atlanta before, we've had it in Orlando before, and we've had it in Las Vegas, obviously. But yeah, they have it everywhere. It just depends. So basically what will happen is that on the official SOE forums, yes, we have an official SOE forums, if you didn't know, you can look it up, SOE.com, and we will post a post there. We usually allow people to vote, so you can then vote on where you would like to go and what date you would like to have it, and that's usually what we go with.
I would like to see a more central location instead of an East or West Coast type thing. That way everyone has a fair chance to go, you know?
Des Moines, Iowa?
Oklahoma?
So something to keep in mind is this year we had it at Planet Hollywood, and the year before that we had it at Bally's in Las Vegas. And Planet Hollywood is going to be too small for us, I think, for next year. I don't think there's going to be enough space. But, so there's a possibility of us having it somewhere else. I mean, definitely post on the forums over there if you have suggestions of places that you think will be big enough to field that many people. Remember, it's thousands of people. And, maybe we'll go with one of your suggestions. Just like our games, we're also very open for events. It just depends on costs and whatnot.
Yeah, I want to go so I can meet the ReachCast guys, too. Give them a hard time.
Oh, gosh. Derringer, Knox, and Schwartz.
Yeah.
Amazing people.
Crazy
Amazing.
Guys. They got an awesome
great people.
show.
They're fun. Their show is awesome. I'm glad that I saw their show, and I've been pimping it ever since.
Yep. We've actually got another appointment with them to be on their show pretty soon. So definitely check their site out. They actually do a really good job. And yeah, I want to go just to meet Derringer. Me and him. He's a Van Nu. I'm an NC. You know how it is. There's going to be some furniture moving in that mother.
I think that's the coolest part of SOE Live. You have all these people who all day PvP yell at each other, call each other names, and then you come into these events and it's like we're all brothers and sisters, you know? It's just fun and we give each other a little bit of shit, but it's all in good fun.
It sounds like fun. So the next item on our list of discussion here, I know I talked to you a little bit about it last week, but I am actually organizing a 1v1 PlanetSide 2 dueling tournament that's going to be hosted on the test server whenever we set the date. What do you think about that?
I think it's awesome. I'm super excited about it. That's why I've been retweeting all your stuff. I do have some suggestions as far as not providing a date and time to the public. I would suggest having these 1v1 tournaments on your own time pre-recorded and then streaming all of it at once. Just because I know that when you do it on a live setting where other people can get in on that and ruin your fun, it is not fun.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid, which is why I have not given a date and time yet. But anyway, if you guys are interested in it, it filled up really quick. We've got...
within hours.
Oh, man, yeah. We've got 2 brackets of 16 players, which basically equivalates to 32 players that have signed up. We're basically going to be 1-versus-1 tournament. We've already scouted out some locations that we want to have each individual round and, heats, I guess, in. So it's going to be really interesting, and we're going to get more details later on for the people who are participating, and we do appreciate you guys for the support and stuff. So I'm sure, Lou Perza, you'll be hearing from me more on that. Yes.
Oh, I know. There's some PMs in my box.
There is.
I'm trying not to work on the weekend. So
I know.
I'm like so OCD when I see, like, I don't know if any of you guys are like this, but if you have an email in your inbox, like I have to click it. Like unread stuff just bothers me, and I'm trying to get better about just like dealing with it and letting it pile up over the weekend.
Yes, and then you get disappointed when you realize it's an advertisement from like Walmart or something.
About these duels, I plan to record this as best I can, and one thing that would help out tremendously, which might be a long shot, but how hard is it to give someone spectator mode?
Spectator, I am very careful about. I have a couple accounts that I let various people in the community use for short periods of time. Usually you just PM me on the forums, give me a time frame of when you need the account, and then maybe I will provide it to you if I have one available. And I'm kind of just only keeping those around. And if one is available, I provide it. If they're all taken, then you just kind of have to deal. And that's kind of how I've been running that as far as like cams for various different people. There are some people in the community that have observer cams as something that they have all the time, but they're being watched all the time, and they're people that we trust greatly because we already kind of have contracts with them or something like that.
Okay.
We'll make it to the trust list eventually. But So that's kind of like the little bit of the PlanetSide 2 kind of events section that we wanted to talk about. There's a little hot topic that I wanted to touch on. This is something that's pretty near and dear to some of our members in our outfit because I think that we have some of the best NC pilots in the game on our server. And there was a big topic that hit the forums. It came out through even Command Center, and that was the change to the ESF regarding the reverse maneuver. Have you heard a lot about that?
No, I haven't heard anything about that at all. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm just kidding. So yes, I have read like 5 million forum threads, combined them all into one thread, removed a bunch of threads. So yes, I have heard lots of you guys complaining about this topic, and there's probably even more threads than I want running around right now. And on top of that, we also have been talking a lot about it on Friday Night Ops for the past few episodes. In fact, last episode, episode 41 on Friday Night Ops, we solely just discussed ESFs because it was a huge topic and I felt like it was very important. And Atreon kind of had a couple people he was interested in having on the show, and I was like, let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's just have a talk for an hour. And it ended up being a 2-hour-long conversation. And a lot of people got their feelings out there. It got a little heated at moments.
Yeah, I think it was it 41? I thought it was the week before.
No, it was this week.
Okay, well, I thought last week on number 40 there was also some discussion about it too.
Yes.
And there was, I don't remember who said it, but it kind of made me think about it because he said, well, it's not fair that, these new people come in and they do not have all the certs that you do as a level 100 player. And it's not fair. So that stuck with me because that's the same with any game. Even if you played, God forbid, World of Warcraft, when you start out, you're level 1. You have to work your way up to that point. And if you play on a PvP server, you're going to get your butt kicked, because you've got these guys that have been playing for years. They come up on you and just look at you and you die. That happens in any game. And I don't like the fact, and I hope that the devs are not looking at things like, okay, well, this poor guy, he's new. Let's dumb down everything because of him or because of the level ones that are coming in. I think that they should be, if you're going to play a game, you're playing to work your way up, not to be handed stuff for free. And I'm pretty, I think this game is based on skill, not stuff handed to you. How do you feel on that, Painted?
The way I see it, now, I'm not up on all of the discussion on this thing. I'm not sure why exactly they're messing with it, but the way I see it is, if they're messing with it because they think it's like, it doesn't work like they intended it to work, all I have to say is that I'm pretty sure the original Tribes developers didn't expect you to slide everywhere. It's just because it becomes part of the game, and that's how the game functions, and you need to learn how to use that technique to be able to, do it.
Yeah. So, Margaret, can I ask you a question real quick? How
you just did ask me a question.
Well, 2 questions then. This reverse maneuver, was it actually added in on purpose, or did players discover it by accident?
I don't know personally. I'm not sure if they were intentionally thinking players would be able to do that, and I don't know fully what their theory is on why they want to take it and change it a bit. I mean, Higby has talked about it a bit on Command Center and in various other places on the internets, but it's a decision that the development team has to decide on what they want to do and how they want things to work and what they think is important for new players versus old players. And like you guys were talking about, you feel like the progression of being a level 1 should be completely different than for someone who's battle rank 100. And if you have those skills and those certification points, you earn them. And for some people, that's okay. For other people, they are super not into that. They want everyone at level 1 to feel the same and have the same competitive aspects. But I think that, you guys are right. This is an MMO. There has to be progression. Otherwise, people would have no reason to level up. And that's my opinion in that regard as far as maneuver. And if it was intentional, like I said, I can't give you an answer to that exactly because I don't know.
Yeah, I was just curious. I thought, like Painted said, if you ever played Tribes 1, there was this thing called skiing that was discovered where if you just kept tapping the space bar, it would let you go down hills at super fast speeds like you were skiing on, snow skis, and it was awesome. That made the game awesome, and it became a very competitive game, which is where we started originally, and I loved it. And that was all discovered by accident. The devs did not even mean to have that in the game, so that's kind of cool. I mean, I would like to find out. And I did hear Higby and Trammell talking about this maneuver, so that's kind of why I brought it up, because I had to watch the recorded video of Command Center. So, and Higby, he's just a tough guy to get a hold of. I don't even know how to get a hold of that guy anymore.
Well, the thing with most people is that, you know, their job isn't to be interacting with the community like that. They do a lot of that because they just love it. And outside of their work jobs, they have real lives. You know, they're real people. They have wives, they have families, they have things they want to do. And I think you're not going to be able to contact people always the same way.
Yeah, so Painted needs to stop stalking Higby? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. You can always tweet him. He's usually pretty good about answering tweets.
Yeah, we'll try it out. So, Painted, you want to go over this section here? This is the section of the show where we kind of go over the game update. We usually record the XCast episodes whenever game updates come out, so we can kind of keep all the players in the know of what has changed, what we like and don't like about the game update. So I'll let Painted start this section out here.
Alrighty. I guess we'll go with the first thing on the patch notes, and that's the SOE Player Studio. They are now taking submissions, and there's even things that are up on the market now that you can buy, which is cool. I like that we'll hopefully get some content out, faster, while the development team can focus on developing the game.
I think it's really cool because it keeps the players involved, right? I mean, it lets people actually submit things that they want to see in the game.
Yeah, I like the way that Trammell put it. They want to get out of the helmet making business.
Yeah, I can understand that. What did you think? Have you done any 3D work at all?
No, I haven't really done any 3D work, but I do like this whole idea of the Player Studio. But then on the other hand, it's kind of funny to think this way. SOE is just I don't want to develop any more helmets. You guys do it, and then they give you a cut of it, which is nice,
Yeah, I think it makes it more customizable though, because if you do know how to do this kind of work, I don't think anybody's going to make millions off of it, but I think that it's rewarding to see your creation in the game. And,
right. If you make $1, even if you make $1 off something you made, that's still something.
Yeah, you're making 40% off of every purchase, so that's awesome. Yeah. For people who are, maybe going to school and they want to become an artist and they want to work in the game industry, this is your start. These are things you can put on your resume. So if you say, hey, I made all these items in the store and you could buy them right now in PlanetSide 2, that's great for you. I think it's awesome for new people who want to get into it. And people who kind of have other jobs on the side who just want extra money. And you get to wear cool things in PlanetSide 2 that you wanted because you created it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's also really cool to see how talented some people are that are out there. I think even the devs were surprised on some of the helmet submissions they were getting.
Yeah, they showed some on Command Center, and some of those helmets were very interesting. Too bad they were TR though.
Yeah, they showed off a bunch of things that people have worked on. Not that all those things are in the game, but those are all work in progress, and some of them are fantastic. We have very, very talented people in our community in very, very many aspects, but in the Player Studio, definitely.
Yeah, they need to make Hitler mustaches or something. That'd be cool for the TR.
Yeah, Maggie, whatever happened? There's a lot of screenshots of I guess the player characters running around with no helmets at all. Is that ever going to be a option?
I don't know. Maybe someday. I know right now our plan is not to have hair in our game. I don't know if you guys know, but hair is super expensive. But maybe. Never know. Never know.
Put a do-rag on.
Do-rag. Well, we do have those. We have those planned. We have little bandanas.
What about elf ears?
I don't know about elf ears. I don't know if Trammell will be down with that, but
he better do something nice for Christmas. That's all I know.
You have to unlock them in PlanetSide or EverQuest 2.
I think it'd be cool to do stuff that we do for events that are kind of semi-silly, but then take them away at the end. So it's just active for everybody, and you can toggle it on or off if you want the graphic. But I don't know if that's something that they're interested in doing or how expensive that would be for their time. I mean, we always have to think about things like, sure, you want all these fun things, but you don't want them all the time, and because you really don't want silly stuff in PlanetSide 2. It's not that type of game. You know what I mean? I think a lot of games go that route. Like, if you look at TF2, they have very silly things, but that's kind of like the vibe and sentiment of the game. Whereas PlanetSide 2 is a very serious, more like war, sci-fi game, and Trammell really wants to keep that feel and vibe, even though we've been adding some kind of silly, camos and stuff like that, but they still fit.
You remember PlanetSide 1 used to get...
There's a lot of decisions.
Yeah, PlanetSide 1 used to get Santa hats and presents would drop when you kill somebody. Remember that?
Yeah. I think what would be really cool for PlanetSide 2 for Christmas is they turn the Sanctuary into, like, fully decked out Christmas. Christmas lights, have a big Christmas tree that goes to the top.
See, I think we could do that. That's a request I find that is plausible. Having something where we just decorate we can decorate it, and we can, so I don't know if you guys know anything about how things work internally, but we can have something where during X to Y time, these items or objects spawn in the world, and they're always there. And I think that that's something we could totally do, is decorate the warp gates. I like that idea. It's really cool.
Well, you might actually offend some people, though, unfortunately, in this community, with that kind of stuff. Literally when you tweet Happy Holidays, you have to be like, Hanukkah, blah, blah, Kwanzaa. You have to, tweet everything, otherwise somebody's offended. It's the unfortunate problem with trying to give people things that are fun. There's always someone out there who complains. Yeah, I had a question. I guess this relates back to the Player Studio thing. One of my players, they were interested in creating a cross type of hood ornament, which is, I guess you could call it crucifix, but what's the general rules on that type of stuff for Player Studio? I mean, is it just not really something that would be approved to go in the game?
For what exactly? Sorry.
For a cross or like a crucifix type thing. I had one of my players asked me about it, so I was wondering.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know what the submission process would be for that.
Yeah, I told him I'd check on it.
You would probably try to avoid things like that. I mean, religion and politics are hard.
Oh yeah.
Are hard subjects in our community, I think, and when I say our community, I mean the internet.
The world.
Yeah.
You should probably leave it out.
Yeah. It was just a general question. It was actually Warmick that asked me that question the other day, so I told him I'd ask you about it. So I'll tell him leave your crucifixes at home. So the next item that we saw that was added was the Draken armors. Did I say that right? Dracon armor.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Which is basically some more armor that you can add to your character to make him look more buff and strong.
I think that you're saying the complete opposite. The Draken armor. I mean, I'm all cool with getting more armors, and I was like, sweet, we're getting more armors. But the Draken armor is basically the poor man's composite. It's not. It doesn't have as much. I don't think the Infiltrator even gets it. So yeah, it's slimmed down.
It's slimmed down, but it still makes you look buff because you get shin plates and whatever else it adds. It's like a couple of boxes on your armor.
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes you look like you just lifted or something. Bro, yeah.
I guess we got the lightning light trim.
The Luma Fiber.
Mm-hmm. Luma Fiber. There we go. That's that word.
I have yet to buy Luma Fiber in the game because I do not want to become a target at nighttime.
I would buy it, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
I thought about buying it for my Flash.
I think if you're gonna go into a situation and die anyway, you might as well look good doing it.
You can always shut it. You can shut it off too.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I see galaxies flying around with it. I'm like, man, that's just like a big flagship, shoot at me.
Yeah. Now they also added the Luma balls for the Flash, which I'm kind of interested in getting, but the preview doesn't actually show it glowing, so I don't really know what it looks like. So I've been a little leery about picking it up.
Maybe Margaret can help us with that.
I think it looks awesome. Yeah, I don't know if you guys think it looks awesome.
Well, the preview we haven't been able to preview it because the preview doesn't show it, in game. So we haven't really even seen anybody running around with it. So we're kind of leery about buying it.
Oh, you can hop into the virtual reality area, man. The VR.
Oh yeah.
You can put it on your vehicle and you can run around with it. It's pretty cool. It's just a glowy ball on your Flash.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
You like glowy balls, you know. This is the thing for you.
Yeah, I don't like glowy balls. That's for sure.
My dreams come true.
Yeah, I thought that was booty shorts.
I don't know. I think anybody who likes like any of the Lumafiber stuff, which I bought, I think you'll like those. And in the future we'll be able to maybe make different other types of little.
That's because you play the Vanu and you like all those shiny little things.
You know what? I think they're cool, but I also think they're very untactical.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. You just become a target.
So when I'm playing on my super serious character, I don't really need that. But I feel like when I'm streaming and I'm kind of trying to show off how cool customization is, I think that's the place for me to present that.
So are you actually in an outfit with your super serious character?
I have 3 super serious outfits that I play with on all the factions. 2 of them are more casual. Obviously, my Vanu is my main. But yes, I have super secret characters that I play on a super secret account because I don't want people to bother me and I want to be taken a little seriously when I play those.
So when you're putting on your super secret characters and stuff, do people know it's you? Or is it
No, they don't know who it is.
Oh, wow.
I've been very good about not letting them know who I am.
So I was going to ask.
You don't go on comms? Like TeamSpeak or anything? They don't
I do, but my main outfit, I am speaking a completely different language, so it helps. And, there are a couple people in the PlanetSide 2 development staff who also do the same thing as me. They're very secretive, and some of them have told me who their characters are, and I'm like, I won't tell. And some people are slowly finding out some of these people, and they're like, I didn't know that person was a dev. Why didn't you tell me that? I was like, they told me not to. I'm not going to tell anybody unless someone tells me. Unless they tell me that it's okay for, people to know.
Yeah.
I understand the context behind wanting a private character because you want to be in some of these competitive outfits, you want to be in some of these casual outfits, and you want to really know how they work. But as a developer, people always treat you differently, even if they say they're not going to.
Yeah. Hey, so since you do have characters like that, have you actually ever ran into a person that's running some type of exploit and you're like, what the heck?
Sometimes. Sometimes I do. And I report them.
Yeah. So you have to go through the same process we do, huh?
I have a little bit more close-knit contacts.
Yeah, I figured you would just bring down the hammer on them, make reverse cheats, every time they shoot somebody they just die automatically or something themselves.
Those are the kind of things I wish I could do, but I can't.
Drop the fucking hammer.
Uh-huh.
CS handles a lot of the bans and things like that. I will forward things their way. We have a team that works on hacking stuff and security, and I contact them in regards to things that happen as far as that goes. Even if it's a forum post or if it's something that I encounter or if it's something that someone else encounters, those are all things that I deal with on a daily basis, whether I'm a player or not.
Just dropped a Papanga hammer on them, or Pampanga. Is that how you say it? Papanga. Man, I am not going to get those. I'm just not going to get them.
You're on the Topanga Boy Meets World thing again.
Yeah, we'll drop the Topanga hammer on them. That sounds better. That'll be a new rifle in the game.
I think they would like that too much.
Yeah.
Dang.
Come on, she's a beautiful woman. I don't think anybody wouldn't want that.
I don't know what she looks like now. When I was a kid, I used to watch Full House. I used to have a crush on those girls, and now they look like old women.
Oh, no.
I never watched any of these shows you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Topanga and Corey are married in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sure you just did that research, or?
No, I knew that.
Are they really?
That's kind of weird that you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they are.
I'm a little disturbed that you knew that information, though.
Now you guys all know our generation.
Let's see. The next item on the update list is, I guess the bigger item is the cloak armor for the Infiltrator. And it looks like they actually increased the time that you can stay cloaked now, which is kind of cool. I'm sure Painted's enjoying that.
The nano armor cloak?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I love the nano armor cloak. I've used it since before they made it better, and it's only better, so I couldn't give you more of a high five for that.
Yeah, high five to the developers for doing that. I think it needed it, but of course you're looking forward to the other update that's coming out, pretty soon. I don't know what update, but where you can stay in cloaked even, I guess, forever.
I'm not that interested in that one, but I'll definitely try it out and see how I like it. It can't be that bad.
Yeah. So there's going to be an Infiltrator update that's coming up, and I think that's what these guys were talking about. One of the cool cloaks is that kind of recon cloak where you can, if you stay still, you'll stay cloaked.
Yeah, and I'm more interested in the drone that they got coming out. I want to know what that thing's going to do. That's like
Yes,
super interesting.
the recon drone.
Yes.
So
I think-
can we imagine just getting a drone packed with C4 and driving it into a tower? Getting tons of kills?
You're already breaking the game, dude.
Uh-oh. You just ruined our plans. Now she's going to go tell somebody. They're already planning to do this.
No.
Nix it. So,
We go one.
go ahead. What?
No, that's it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm just going down the list here. I mean, there was quite a few quote unquote bug fixes, but I know there was some bugs that were introduced which should be fixed now because we had some hot patches. Is that right?
Yeah, we've had a couple hot fixes and client updates, but I don't think they're gonna fix everything. But you guys know we try to fix everything that we possibly can, and we'll have another hot fix probably Tuesday. Usually we do those on Tuesdays, but it just depends on if the build's ready or not.
Yeah.
If
And
QA passes it or not.
yeah, so I guess the game update 15 is probably not till I think Higby said another 2 weeks.
Yeah, usually we have those every other week. Depending on how big they are, if there's a lot of content, sometimes they take a little bit longer.
Cool. And they've done some UI load time reduction, which basically makes your game load faster if you have, I guess across all platforms there. Painted, do you got anything else you want to jump on? I know there's a big one down there that you want to mention.
Not really.
No?
Let me see here.
Some jets, didn't they get fixed?
Oh yes, yeah, that's
yeah.
right. The drifter jets.
The ferry jets, that's what I call them, ferry jets.
Yeah. Whenever they got broken in 13, I was really upset. And so I'm solely glad to see that they're fixed now.
Because he couldn't skate around like a ferry, wings and
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Booty
Yeah,
It's
my
a
booty
very
shorts.
interesting jump jet to use. I don't think that it's always the best option, but I have put it in a couple of my loadouts that I use, and I think it can be really fun.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a diehard drift jetter. But yeah, I'll agree. It's definitely not the best thing to have all the time. I mean, I usually take it off if I'm in a biolab, but other than that, I'm usually always running drifter jets.
Yeah, I find that towers, I always want to use the regular jump jets as well, because I can just kind of go from level to level and farm, and towers are so much fun as a light assault. Explosions everywhere. It's awesome.
I disagree. I'd rather use drifter jets because you can use the lifts to kind of propel yourself up and then just kind of drift around.
Yeah.
And do what?
Lifts.
I think it depends on the location too. Like if it's close to a mountain or something like that, that can be really great. It just depends on the situation and the environment.
Yeah, back in beta, we had a great tactic that we would drifter jet from the Crown all the way to the TI Alloys base, which is across that big canyon at nighttime, and they never saw us coming out. We had like 12 people just floating across the canyon. It was awesome. Of course, you can't.
Should I still do that?
And then you get killed when you land because you can't do anything.
No, that's because I'm really good at. I'm really good. That's why.
That's just badass.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
humble, so humble.
Yeah, very humble. So that's about it on the game update. It was relatively small. Of course, the hotkeys got introduced, which were a little buggy at first, but I believe they have worked that out. And that's about it on the game update 14. Now, this is part of the show here where we actually will go over some of the stuff that we currently like. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about the game update 14. It could be about the entire game, in general. And so I guess I'll start off here. I really do like that they added the hotkeys because sometimes when you're going into the terminal, you want to get your loadout and you want to get the hell out. You don't want to sit there like browsing through the menu. Painted, what do you like?
I like that they fixed the drifter jets. I like the updates to the nano cloak, and I also like the quick loadout keys.
And what?
I do love the hotkeys, and I do love that the infiltrator is slowly getting some love here. So hopefully it'll be a more useful class coming up.
Yeah, definitely. And Mag, if you want to add anything in there, we can put you on the list here. What do you like about the game?
Oh man, I'm with you guys on the hotkeys. Holy crap, Zolia. I have been asking for that since the inception of our game. Oh my gosh, why can't I just select the loadout that I want? It was super annoying. I mean, in the original PlanetSide we had it. Why would we not introduce that into the second? What? So that's kind of my theory on that. So yes, I'm very happy about that.
We also had inventory screens before.
Yeah, lots of things got moved around and changed quite a bit in the UI.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I always love our
softly
UI
better.
updates. They just keep getting better and better. Being
Yes.
able to chat while I'm dead, yes. Ugh.
Finally,
So many
yes.
times where I like accidentally kill somebody or died, or I want to like send somebody to hell and I can't. And I'm on that screen. I'm like, this is the perfect time when I'm dead. I don't want to be like running around and trying to send tells to people.
Yeah, exactly. We had a big discussion the other night. We had a meeting with some of our allies on the server, and one of the big things we would like to see added to the game is the capability to communicate with your friends list via a voice chat if they're on the same faction, obviously, or at least show us their outfit that they're in or something, you know? So
You can do that.
Really?
You can make a private channel. There's no UI for it, but you can create a channel and then, or join a channel and create one, and you can even have it password protected.
Right, but that's only for voice, right? I believe that they wanted to do more text comms, not so much voice twist.
Oh, then you can just send someone a tell.
well,
I
no,
mean,
because
you
like
could have like an entire, span of 3 or 4 outfits that are allied together, all in the same text channel.
Oh, so
could
you
basically-
want more of like a alliance type thing.
that would be awesome, like to form
Yeah.
some sort of alliance and add people to it, so that way you can communicate with your alliance channel. That would be awesome.
That would be totally awesome.
Or just give us on our friends list, show us the friend's name and the outfit they're in. That's all I need to know, so I know who I need to contact. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you want people's outfits on there and like under their
Yeah.
name, above their
Yeah.
name on the friends list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
that's all UI stuff that we could probably do.
Yeah, because we're allied with like 4 or 5 different outfits, and I don't know which person belongs to which outfit and who I should send a tell to. So I have to.
Yeah, I mean,
send
if,
them-
if there isn't already a post on the forums, you guys should make that post on the forums, and then I can reference those things.
Sweet, yeah. that-
Just so people know, like, hey, that's something they want. But yeah, those all seem like possible things that could happen with time and effort.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is now those are the things that we kind of like about the game currently in its state. Let's go over some of the things that we don't like and that we'd like to see change. I guess I kind of went over mine already, but I'd also like to add in that there's a few bugs that have, always get added in, but that's to be expected. So I hope the listeners out there understand that when there's a patch, it's not perfect. So you got to keep that in mind. But occasionally in the game, and this has happened to several outfit members, you could just be driving over some terrain and all of a sudden you hit a little bump and your tank just explodes. And it's not a mine or anything like that. You could just hit like a little rock and it's done. And so I'd like to see, I don't know how to report that because it happens, at the worst times when you're out by yourself or something, so there's nobody even there to see it. But I think that's one of my biggest peeves right now. Painted, what do you got?
Well, I guess going with what you said is also senders bouncing off of turrets. That'd be kind of cool if that got fixed.
I have video of that one.
Yeah. The other thing I have down is Draken armor, and it's not really fair to put it on things I don't like because technically I guess I like them adding stuff, but I thought that the Draken armor was a little lackluster. It wasn't really what I was wanting, so I guess that it's the best place to fit it.
There's this one bug that's been in the game for a while that I can't stand. It happens when you log in, get invited to your squad or platoon, and if they are on a different continent than you spawned in and you hit the insert button, they'll just drop on squad leader. You'll go to that continent, but then you'll be put in the middle of nowhere, falling from the sky like through the world. So you have to slash suicide and spawn again.
Yeah, I've had that happen. Like, I guess the terrain isn't loading quick enough, so like you're just like falling through a tower. Dude, one time I did that. And I think I was drift jetting, and I was next to the octagon, and like the terrain like hadn't like loaded yet, but all of the other players had. So there was like people just like floating all over the place because they were standing on walls and in buildings and stuff. It's pretty interesting to see.
Nice.
And Mario, you got anything to add to that, or stuff that you'd like to or don't like of the game currently?
Yeah, I have some stuff, but I'm gonna refrain from saying too much. I kind of, share what I have, my concerns with the developers.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm curious to see what they do with a lot of things. A lot of the times I'm sending them feedback, and I'm not sure what they do with it or how they take it or what their plans are. But sometimes, there's some really cool things that make it into game, and I just hope we see more of that.
Definitely. Well, hey, I said this to Tremel that we appreciate you guys taking the time to do this with us. This is a part of the show where we actually will interview somebody and play it for our audience here. So, but we definitely do appreciate you stopping by with us today. Do you have any, or do you want to kind of mention some of your more public channels that people can follow you at?
Sure. Obviously, you can follow PlanetSide 2. We do all the things. We are on, you can go planetside2.com. You can download. It's free to play. It's awesome. You can follow us on all our social networks, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all the things. We're all PlanetSide 2. And if you want to follow me personally, you can go to margaretcrone.com. All my social networks are there. I use Twitter, Facebook, everything. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well,
thank you guys, and thank you guys so much for having me on here. I really appreciate it. It's kind of cool to, get interviewed. I never thought that would be something that happens, and it does every time, and every time I'm like, okay. And it's cool to see more podcasts get introduced into the community, and I hope you guys continue to grow.
I hope so too. We're just trying to keep it interesting and paint it, or what? You guys got anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I would, thank you for coming on our show. I really appreciate everything that the developers do, keeping in touch with the community. So yeah, keep up the great work.
And I have to agree with both of them. Great job communicating everything with the community and back to the devs. You don't see that in every game, and everyone really does appreciate that.
Heck yeah. All right.
All the feels.
All the feels.
All right, so like I said earlier, guys, this is the other segment of our show where we actually interview a special person each week, and we try to choose people randomly. We do hope to start bringing in other people from other factions and servers to kind of speak about the game and grill them. But this week, we have Carlos, who is one of our members, and he joined. Carlos, when did you join?
I think it joined about 2 months ago.
About 2 months ago. So how you been, man? How's the game going for you?
Well, I was a great fan of the first installment of PlanetSide, and ever since I've been completely in love with the game. The magnitude, the vastness of it is so breathtaking.
Right, and I forgot to mention, Carlos, that and to our listeners, that you are actually playing PlanetSide 2 and you live in Venezuela.
That is correct.
So he is actually playing the game, and he's all the way across the world. Well, almost across the world, halfway. It's pretty far.
Far
Enough
south
to be memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Carlos is actually getting pretty involved with the Player Studio that just got released with Game Update 14, which we mentioned earlier, which is where players can submit their 3D work, and it can potentially get placed into the market for PlanetSide 2 and make money off of it. Carlos, can you kind of fill us in on some of the projects that you're working on right now, or do you want to keep it secret?
That's okay. That's pretty much working on the helmets right now. Actually, we've got a secret project, and that one I'm not going to talk about. But for the rest, yeah, I'm getting very deep into the studio stuff. One thing I would like to mention that I consider is very important, very much of a strong point about what I think about the studio, is that it's great that you can do your work on Blender. I know it's a side gig and probably a little bit promotional, but Blender.org is a free 3D program that you can use on any platform, and it's extremely awesome, and you can get your stuff done for the studio there.
Yeah, we definitely, Carlos, you and I have been discussing getting into doing more projects for that because we'd like to get more involved with the community and, of course, keep the outfit more involved like we try to do. Let me ask you a couple of outfit-related questions. What made you interested about joining the outfit?
Well, I used to be in another outfit, and I started learning about outfit dynamics with another outfit. It's Western Tactical, those guys in the age, but they were just a bit too loose for me. About Outfit and Outfit X in particular, what I like about Outfit X is that it's just tight. I mean, we follow orders, we go with the flow, we've got great strategics, we've got excellent leaders, and it's just so much more fun, and the sense of accomplishment that comes out of it is so much more deeper with Outfit X.
Yeah, definitely. I think you hit some good points there. If you had some advice, if there was a person logging on right now this minute, just downloaded PlanetSide 2, what would be your biggest advice to that person?
Get into a freaking outfit, anyone, just do it.
That was quick.
Man, you caught me off guard there. I was like, whoa. Speaking some fast English there, Carlos.
Oh, thank you very much. Actually, it was my first language. My mother was a diplomat. She passed away years ago, but that's another thing. So actually, I first learned English. I would order for them in McDonald's, where there were still students for a university project. And after that, I came back to Venezuela. I started learning Spanish. I forgot my English, and then I was brought to Paris on one of her first assignments. I started learning French, forgetting my Spanish, didn't know anything about English. Then I came back to Venezuela. I didn't know much Spanish then and started forgetting my French, and then went back to Holland on another assignment from my mother. Now, the funny thing about Holland is that they immediately recognize your accent when you're trying to learn Dutch, which is their mother tongue. And I would try to learn the culture and the customs of the place. And they would pick up on the accent of my Dutch, and they would answer to me straight back in English. So after 3 months being there, I just said, okay, well, forget it. And I kept on speaking English. And from there on, my English is at this level.
Awesome. You're goddamn jet hopper.
Say jet hopper?
Yeah, I couldn't come up with anything better.
I don't even know what that means. Yeah, so actually, Carlos, he did help us film not film, but he was part of the Dumb Ways to Die video. And Carlos, we do have What Now online with us if you didn't see him. So, but yeah, Carlos was a big help with that production, and we do appreciate the help that you gave us there, Carlos, for that video.
Yeah, actually, I've already got some other ideas for that, so we'll be seeing more videos like that.
Oh yeah, we're definitely planning on pushing out more. Painted, you got the last question for Carlos. It's always the most interesting one.
Alrighty. So, if you were in the zombie apocalypse, what would be your weapon of choice?
Well, I am a Venezuelan, and we take pride in using the machete, man.
Nice.
Actually, what I would do with zombies is that I would chop up the arms and then put a horse gringle on their head so I could guide them and make them carry my stuff.
Pack mules.
What kind of stuff are you gonna be carrying? I mean, you only had a machete.
The machete stone for keeping it sharp, for starters.
I guess that counts. I guess you gotta eat too, because you can't eat zombies, right?
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm not going to try it.
Well, Carlos, I think that's all we had for you, man. We just kind of, wanted to show the community what we're about, and definitely, get our players involved as well, or our members, and What Now. Also, we do appreciate you guys both joining us today. And
Thanks for having me.
Oh man, anytime. Yeah, I mean, we're like I said, we just want to keep you guys involved and keep moving forward and get our name out there.
Of course.
Sure thing. I love getting XP under the X-Men.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you a lot. This is pretty much the end of our show today. Painted, you got any closing statements or thoughts or, advice?
Nah, not really. I'd like to thank What Now and Carlos for coming on to the show with us, and, Maggie. I think we had a great show today.
Oh, yeah. Very interesting. We got a lot of insight, with what she does, and I appreciate her coming on too. I'm sure she will hear this tomorrow. So here's the cool thing. If you guys are interested and you just joined the game and you're looking for an outfit, we do play on the server Connery, and that is Outfit X. We also have a website which you can go to for if you want to look it over, join our outfit. Try it. Don't even join it. Try us out. We have our TeamSpeak channel open to anybody that wants to join and play with us. The outfit website is www.outfit-x.com. We do have a Twitter account which is @OutfitX. And we do have a YouTube channel, which is always getting content. And, of course, What Now and I, we're both going to work even harder on getting you guys more content in the future. So stay tuned on that. We do appreciate our YouTube followers on there also. That is youtube.com/OutfitX. And as a special closing section for us today, we actually have a piece of music, which is, I think it's a rap, actually, that was submitted by one of our own outfit members. His name is Turbo Lag. He actually created a song for us. It's actually a rap. So we will close the show and we will let you guys listen to it as we log off here. And awesome. Painted and What Now and Carlos, I appreciate you guys coming out, and hope you guys have a good night.
Hey, you too. Thanks for having me on, and keep an eye on the YouTube channel tonight. Your intro should be done.
Sweet.
Awesome. All right, guys, we will catch you on the field and keep kicking ass.
See you later.
Sure will.
Rolling deep with Outfit X, busting out the galaxy. If you ain't got served with lead, then you ain't met my boys and me. I'm on a grind to get these certs, so don't respond, just wait for me. Murphy dodging Mossy Zerg with 8 'em up a 3XP. I'm dropping down to hit the ground, Mag Riders stay away from me. Now I got my man a turret band who turns and runs for me. Twister on the mic all night, giving orders out to XP right up in your face. We show you what this game about. If you think you got us all, you ain't that Marvel Aragon. So toss us out a red grenade, will kill ya all and laugh it off. Snacks is load up in the couch, don't get your hacksaw. We drop up in your bio lab, your SCU's a lost cause. Trigger finger getting tired, killing TR all week. If you wanna join the X and hit us up on TeamSpeak.